Burnout or bored? Burnt out or bored? Burnout or bored? Seemingly the pendulum of modern life when we swing from one to the other. It's exhausting. Each day we're given so many choices, so much opportunity. Abundance stacked upon abundance. It's stimulating. Too stimulating. So we reach a point where we desire less. We feel disconnected, and so we try to commit to slow down, take less on, be more at present with ourselves and have a few chit-chats with that inner voice. But then we get antsy. Hell, maybe you get inspired to do something new, to go bigger and better than ever before. So you take on more, say yes more often, and before long, you are burnt out once more. Swing for, well, how long exactly? For a while, for years, forever? That's what we'll explore in this video, honing in on one particular word that may be the key to this entire Pong-like problem. But first, so I hope you can do me a solid by subscribing to this channel if you haven't already done so, because we are all at the mercy of YouTube gods, and a single click from you can go a long way. It ensures you get more videos just like this one as soon as they land, and it also helps others find this channel as they scroll through their phone while on the toilet, probably. And me and the noHustle community, well, it would be great to spread this message far and wide. So go on, press that subscribe button now. Oh, and hit the like button if you, well, like this video. It's all rather self-explanatory. Okay, back to the other guy. You're back? Good. I'm Turndog, by the way, your host and guide today. And this is the noHustle, the place to escape the hustle and stay escaped. And in today's video, well, it's all about the pendulum problem that is burnout and boredom. As you're still watching, it's a situation I'm sure you know well. There never seems to be an in-between where life just feels fine. You are either burnt out, busy, exhausted and rushing from one thing to the next. Never enough time to fill your own cup, even though you know you need to. Or you feel bored, complacent, unfulfilled or lethargic. Maybe your work has grown stale. Maybe that project no longer feels as fun or exciting. Maybe it's to do with life at home or one or more of your relationships. We're a strange breed, us human beings, and as we'll explore in a second, living in this particular period of time doesn't make this abusive push and pull dilemma any easier. But there is hope, and one word in particular holds the key. But before we get to that, you first need to appreciate why we do all this in the first place. And we'll use this guy as an example because I assure you I have been doing this my entire goddamn life. There comes a point in time where I either feel, one, utterly exhausted because I've taken on too much, or two, feel uninspired and lethargic because everything feels very samey. It's weird, but the actual feeling you feel here is eerily similar, whether it takes on that of burnout or boredom. Either way, you're left feeling like something needs to change. So let's say I've taken on too much, said yes to too many clients. The money is good and the feedback is great. I feel good about myself, you know, confident and worthy and appreciated. But I'm tired, beyond tired, in fact. no breaks throughout the day, and not enough time to take care of myself. So I reach this point where I know I need to change. So I commit to it, come up with a plan where I'll regain some time and finally focus more on myself. A lonesome getaway, maybe, or a week-long retreat, a health kick, a new morning routine, or, 10. A new me. I part ways with a few clients, either consciously doing so or subconsciously self-sabotaging. And I go on my merry way. All is fine at first, but then I begin to feel bored. I feel great, but it's all just a bit boring, isn't it? I like meditating and focusing on my breathing as much as the next guy, but I'm sure we can objectively agree that it is boring. And so I get antsy once more and begin to feel like I need to make a change. That idea I've had for a while suddenly feels more appealing than ever. Maybe now is the right time. And maybe I do this as well, and this, and this. And maybe you get the picture, I'm sure. The pendulum swings once more, and back to where we once were, we go. Now, there's nothing innately wrong with this back and forth dance per se. In fact, embracing its worth is actually part of the solution, which we'll get to real soon, I promise. The problem is, too often we're not even aware of it happening. And that's just not good. Because this world that you and I are a part of, it's grey, my friend. Each day we wake up to a bombardment of messages, choices, opportunities, and an endless stream of stimuli. And that endless stream of stimuli, I think social media, texting your friends, YouTube videos at all, it's addicting. You are addicted to it. As humans, we're meant to be somewhat addicted to it. We are a social species after all. The art of sitting on our own and being with our breath isn't something that necessarily aligns with our purpose. There's worth in doing it, that isn't to be debated, but we struggle with it. We find it boring. We are social animals, but beyond that, we are animals with the ability to think. And when I say think, what I mean is wonder and ponder. The reason we are here right now is that we are a species that likes to progress. The act of staying still isn't something we like. We find it boring. And so when life becomes a little stale, either through doing the same thing over and over, or because we've turned our back on the hustle and committed to silent retreats and long meditative sessions, we get bored. And when we get bored, we tend to get all excited and make silly decisions that ultimately send us into a state of burnout. All this comes naturally to us, but because we are alive today, well, it's like it's all turned up to level 11, because things we find boring are now even more boring. We're addicted to all that stimulation, remember? Each feeding off of shot glasses of dopamine. So sitting down to meditate for 5 minutes, boring. Committing to a new diet and a set of healthy lifestyle choices, boring. Keeping track of your progress with spreadsheets and apps, boring. And so we distract ourselves with things less boring. We see a video or read an article or come across something that makes us go, oh yeah, I want to do that. A new path toward burnout is taken as you commit to a new side hustle, a new hobby, a new this or a new that. And around you go, flipping between a state of burnout and boredom until when exactly? That is the question. The when is up to you, my friend, in the same way it is up to me. To an extent, this pendulum that takes you from burnout to boredom is unavoidable. It isn't really all that bad when you think about it, because This process stops you from getting complacent. When things get tough or relentless or samey, it forces you to change. And if we see life as nothing but a series of chapters, it's this process that ensures your transition from one to the next. But none of that is to say that you should blindly follow this. To be aware of this process and give yourself the gift of knowing where you are at any given time is precious. Yet awareness alone is not enough. It rarely is. And it's this that brings us to that word I hinted at earlier: purpose. What you do with your life needs purpose. With purpose, you can battle through those periods of burnout, which are essential from time to time, sometimes unavoidable. Purpose also ensures complacency doesn't creep in. It makes otherwise boring tasks easier to commit to because you are doing something worthwhile. Purpose is the key to all of it, no matter what chapter of life you may be in. Focusing on purpose also helps you make better decisions. No longer do you follow trends and diets just because everyone else does. Instead, you do what you need to do. At least, you do what you think and or feel you need to do. This is enough. You don't always get it right, but with purpose by your side, you will at least ensure you don't blindly slip back and forth between burnout and boredom, losing out on months, years, or even decades into the vast effort. Burnout or bored? Burnt out or bored? Burnout or bored? Well, why not both? As that cute meme suggests. You are human after all, so you're kind of bred to be bored. And because you are part of society and life will throw curveballs and you do have to do awful adulting exercises like pay taxes and buy food, well, it's going to get hectic at times and you will go through periods or chapters where burnout creeps in. The point is to, one, be conscious of this and give yourself the gift to regularly step back and check in with yourself. You need to do nothing else but just know where you are on your current pendulum swing. And two, hone in on your purpose. If you don't have it, give what you're doing it. If you can't, it's a sign you need to switch things up and take back control. Either way, purpose is what gives you the power to be proactive with the steps ahead. You'll still get bored. You will remain busy and some of the time exhausted. But that is fine, my imperfect and flawed friend. You'll be aware of where you are, and that is always good enough. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit the like button so more folk like your fine self can come across it as they turn to YouTube to tell them what to watch. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, because there's more videos like this to help you escape the hustle. And subscribe to the free noHustle Huddle, a newsletter that may just bring a little purpose back into your inbox. Thank you so much for watching. We'd love to hear from you, so share your biggest takeaway in the comments. And until next time, thank you for being you.